it's probably levels somewhere. What? If that literally makes no sense. So well. Else if tiles at x plus y times width equals entity dot. So we need actual colours for this first. So it would have been public static final int color ship chamber equals 0x. This is hexadecimal. FF because we're not bothered with alpha channels, and we said FF OO, didn't we, for yellow? Semicolon. So if that equals that, no, it's not how it works. Add entity new sleep chamber at x times 16 and y times 16. Again, this probably isn't the best way of doing it, if I'm going to be honest. We'll import that. Right, okay, so in theory, if I've done everything right. No, it's the whole. It's never a good thing. Yeah. Well, you know it's going well, don't you, when that happens. Now, what I'm assuming I need is this work then? How did I need to document this properly. So I said I should, goddammit. I mean, I started to, but it's not rendering any kind of tile or a thing. How does it do computers then? Because they're not the colour that would spawn the tile underneath it. Well, this makes little sense. Oh yes, right, okay. I just need to say if tiles at x plus y times width equals tile dot color shape. Oh no. No, it's entity now, isn't it? it's still not worked, so all I can assume is that this actual colour is actually the wrong value. RGB. That should be right. Yeah, that's what we said, wasn't it? Have another look. FFFFOO. We should have found that. Yeah. Very odd indeed. Yeah, there's probably something I'm missing. Is it showing the draggy thing? What just happened? Something just went weird there. I'm still live, aren't I? Yes. That I have no idea what that was. Let's look at the chat. Oh, there's Tux, hello. Yeah. I vaguely recall this as being something really irritating before. No, that shouldn't be it. That should be nothing to do with it. At all. In theory. I'm telling it that if the colour it finds is that exact shade of yellow, it should return. Universe can go away. Title can probably go away as well, actually. That will be overriding that, definitely. Well, I don't suppose the exact thing would be having its own separate. I mean, it could be. No, I didn't think so. What are these values doing? Mass 1000. What do you know? So I'll be using this, which makes sense because otherwise it wouldn't render anything. Do I need to refresh the thing? I don't normally have to. I can try doing that. Well, no, because otherwise it would have just continued as it was before. Why would that be anything at all? Hold on, right, okay, let's try and isolate the problem. Where's, right, somewhere in here. Yeah, that was the code that was adding the, so it might just be something wrong with the spra, ha 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 ha. I knew I hadn't set everything up right just yet, because it's rendering absolutely nothing here. This should probably be screen dot render right at, I don't know, I guess it's just X, Y, let's just check this one. After being cast to it, of course. Oh, what are you doing? Int X. Int Y. Yeah, just use sprite, why not? Oh, and slip, that's false, isn't it? What am I doing today? God, I think I'm gonna blame the heat. It's very warm now. Oh, right, well, we've got something. Yeah, it's now rendering it, but for some reason it's still leaving a hole behind. Interesting. So I am saying right here that if it finds that colour, it should return that. Right. Oh. Oh, for God's sake. Unreachable code. No, it's not finding that. Apparently. Oh, whoa, okay. Let's not be too enthusiastic with the deleting. It shouldn't make any difference at all. Phone's beeping. It's Twitter. And that is a bit of promotion for the talks. Beautiful, right. This shouldn't have to be here, but just on the off chance that, because it was just pointing to the exact same number in hexadecimal anyway. I guess it would look neater, won't it? Were we? Tile. That's not how you spell tile. No, there is still a hole in the floor right there. There's definitely a hole in the floor. Well. It's literally doing it the exact same way as that. As the computer one does. And there's not a hole underneath every single computer. God, I bet I'm missing something really obvious like always. That's not needing something important or whatever. How very odd. It just can't. No, right, okay. I don't know. It can't be anything to do with the actual rendering of the object itself, because it was still like that before we even started rendering the object. Our hole was still there. It has to be something to do with where it's actually getting this from. Return tile ship floor. If it finds that colour, which is, well, apparently it's minus 256, 0x FF. It's using the exact same colour, like, just to prove the point. Right, entity dot cool ship chamber. Oh, that was a point again. Yeah. So this is using the exact same thing that, if I can just find it, this used right here. Entity dot call underscore ship underscore chamber. When finding that, it added the entity, but when looking for the tile underneath it, exact same thing, and well, it just, there's nothing of any use whatsoever. Why would that be, I wonder? Very mysterious, I must say. How's the old chap doing? Yes, I know about switches. No, it shouldn't be anything to do with the size or anything like that. It's the tile itself that's not rendering. But in the exact same case, like, hold on. What we've got going on is the tiles should all load in based on the different colours, and then these little entities, like the computer and this new one here, should load in on top of them. And so it gets these from values in the actual level file, which works for bringing that into existence, but didn't work for bringing into existence the tile beneath it, even though it's using the exact same value. And that is the actual tile underneath it is the same tile as what's beneath the computer, and it works for computers. So why it doesn't work with these, I really cannot think why. I don't think it's anything I'm doing here. I swear there's literally no point in this code. Like, if it's a ship, then add it, else add it anyway. It's doing the exact same thing. But I feel like I was put there for a reason, I don't want to break it. Okay, let's try it anyway. I'm assuming that's all good. There should just be a thing down here. Let's check that still exists. Yes, alright. Okay. This render method and this one. sprite. Ship.chamber doesn't normally do that. Sprite.shipComputer. Well, surely I could just put sprite into there since I declared it over there. Yeah, if this breaks the computer, then we may have found a problem, even though there's no reason why it would. You know, as always. No, of course it didn't. Now. This is really ridiculous. These two things use the exact same system of doing things, but they're just doing different stuff. That exists in entity as well. I've got duplicates of them, we'll sort that out later. Of course, still same results. Now, it is returning the right thing, isn't it? Of course it is. It is returning the same tile that makes up the entire floor. Yeah, okay, at this point this is just being completely inexplicable. And the only solution I can think to do at this point is to literally go and manually paint on the floor onto the actual texture for our objects behind it. Because, you know, it's just being uncooperative, I guess. And we'll come back to it later. I just want to get things up and running. Oh, I have to go get the floor texture, don't I? Okay, where's that going to be in? Textures somewhere. Tiles. Shit. I can probably grab that from here. Oh, that just looks just like the thing that is that's in front of it. So you can't even tell where one begins. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Well, maybe I'll just have to make that darker. I guess so. Again, temporary solution. Because, you know, I just can't be bothered right now with... Let's not try and make it fancy. Like, this is, in of itself, only meant to be a temporary thing for... Yeah, come on, chop, right. Wonderful. Right, now actually make this thing solid, shall we? And I'll look into this, can I? Just, since we're live streaming, I actually want to get some decent stuff done. Where was the thing? Here. I believe this is actually a method, for some reason. Boolean is solid. The engine. I did mention this in one of the development logs, but the engine is based on that of the the one made in the game programming series by the Cherno on YouTube. So some of the stuff is based on that, or all the rendering stuff is. It's going to get comfortable in this headset. Right, it should work, and just double check obviously, but that should now be solid. I need to stop it from doing that crashing into the earth thing at some point. That was only for testing purposes, but yeah, that's solid. Shall we add the interact method now? What's a mob? Ah, it's just a mob that interacts with it. Public void. Wait. That's a boolean for some reason. Why? Is that supposed to like indicate whether it was successful? What's going on? Interact. By default it returns false. What, is that supposed to be a check to see if you can interact with it? What was I thinking? Seriously? Oh well. Why not? Interact. We'll just put that in there for now, but I should put that interact code in. Right. This is where the fun happens, and we'll probably break even more things. The viewers are just leaving now, in despair, probably. What time is it? It is actually 11:45, so we've been going for like an hour and a half now. That's not bad. Let's think. Okay, what's this going to want to do? Right, we'll just stick a variable in here. Does this want to be a... Oh, why not? Time rate, which will be equal to 1. Now, this is where things get interesting. So now I've got to figure out how to bring up a sort of GUI type thing to ask them how much they want to accelerate time by. So yeah, that'll be fun. Oh god. I should have made a better way of doing this, shouldn't I? Because this code here, well, it does literally nothing. It's all in the display that's intended to be used for the computer. I mean, I guess we could just reuse that, in theory. How does that work? Add UI. It needs to. Okay, we need to make a display for the thing. Public GUI display. And we'll import that. It doesn't exist. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it is just display. Okay. I'm an idiot. Hello. What? No, what am I doing? Import. What the... Oh, that was weird. Saying it was an error, even though I'd fixed it already. Eclipse. Okay, what were we doing? Display is initialized where exactly? Is it just there? Yeah, it's just there. I'm sure it'll be fine. Wait, no. Equals new display. We'll just put 20 and 20 like the computer displays for now. So what we want to do is when we interact, we want to do a lot of the same stuff that the computer does when you interact with that, presumably. Lock the player's controls. Okay, right. And lock. Oh, right, what? Oh, that's not actually overriding anything, so I forgot to add that. Oh no, what's importing? Isn't this just wonderful? Right. Then what? I should probably just copy all this, shouldn't I? Why the hell not? Yeah, well, this doesn't have an append method. Oh well, we'll just delete that. Key. User. Oh, for God's sake. If M, instance of thing. This isn't, that's not gonna, no. Public mob user. User equals M. Key. Did I really do all this sort of computer thing? Oh, apparently. Oh, and apparently these are all private in that one. Oh well, I'll just change from them. Oh, I don't know why the public really. What was I doing? Keyboard, yes, the input needs to be handed over to this. From the player. Import, blah blah blah. Key, yeah. Okay. Now this comes with a update thing. Okay, it looks like display has a history and a input thing, which makes sense. Okay, wait, hold on, isn't there a thing? I'll just say if player, no, if user instance of player or whatever. If user instance of player. Then obviously there's someone using this and it can start updating things as necessary. Now for the history thing, it likes to have a array of strings. No, an array list even. Oh, what's fantastic. Alright then, array list string text, why not, equals new array list string. text.add, and then a message here which says, how much do you wish to accelerate time? I'm doing this really badly, I can tell. Have a chat. I'm being officially lectured right now. Hey, wait, hold on. How many... This is literally just like Tux left now. Great, fantastic. I can just see this being problematic in so many ways. It is so, isn't it? You know what interesting thought just occurred to me? This bloody entity that we're making right here should really just extend the computer in the first place, but just have different commands, because that's basically what's going on. Computer. Of course, that's just broken everything. So yeah, well, fantastic. Let's just look. Just go away, all this, please. All right. Okay, I can just do his stuff, I guess. Sort them out. That handles all its own stuff. I think it's just interpret that needs to be different, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just override this. Oh, we should also say that sprite equals sprite dot what was it again? Ship chamber. No, that's all we need there. Right, yeah. Public. Well, it is void, isn't it? I mean, why wouldn't it be? Yeah, interpret. Oh, whoa, okay. String text, obviously text to be interpreting. Right, if if text no okay, no, try integer dot parse int text. Try doing that. Oh wow, seriously. It's a number format. maths exception. Append, I can use that, which is rather wonderful. Please enter a valid number. You should probably have a semicolon. I was gonna say actually, this should just be in. No, yes, all entities have a level, but it's only going to work if it's for ships, so ship level dot what is it? That's really not working out, is it? Seriously? Can you not? Right, what was it? Time rate. I don't know what I was thinking earlier when I made that. Oh no, I just get a feeling that time accelerating by decimal could confuse things. I'll import ship, that was what's going wrong there. So we enter text, it tries making it an integer. It sets the time rate to be that. I'm assuming somewhere. Right, I'm just gonna add a little thing down here. Public void exit, just for anything that may want to happen when the user stops using the computer. So I'm just gonna say exit that there. That code can just be transplanted, and I'll just copy that into here. Oh no, what are you doing? No, what's this green stuff? Go away. No! Oh my Jesus, oh for God's sake. Get back there, please. Why does it do that? Right. Protected. Yeah, we're just going to be changing everything to protected now, aren't we? Protected. You just do your thing, yeah. Right, and I'll exit, obviously, now. Ship. Level. Dot. Time rate. Goes back to being 1 again, because we don't want to keep going in fast forward when we have left this thing behind. Right. At what point does this actually add its little, interact thing down there? Public void welcome. Now you can just override that, I guess. but here it will actually say public void broken. Please enter the what would it be if it's not factor? Please enter the rate by which you wish to time accelerate. Okay, that's a lot of stuff that's been done. Let's see. It exists. It's there. We interact with it. We get a thing that you can't really see because of this, but it's there, and that is what I actually put in. So if we put in that, it says please enter a valid number. If we enter 10, that should have in fact set the time acceleration rate. So I think we're all good. Now we can actually work on doing the actual time acceleration at last. So I suppose the interesting thing is if you entered like another number, right now, like if I just set it to be 60, I can still enter another number, so I could still slow down the time acceleration without having to exit it and go back into it again. See, I was considering like locking the display and stuff, but that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Right, so all I was really thinking of doing was this bit here, because this is the rate by which it actually goes through the orbit. Distance plus equals vertical speed divided by 60. But I guess it would then be times by the rate by which we're moving. So time times time rate. Okay. Right. Now it's probably time for a moment of truth. I'm going to switch this around so we don't exit Mercury and actually go back towards it. We'll make these numbers a bit smaller so they're actually workable, I guess. Right. Okay, there it is. We're approaching it very goddamn quickly. Right, I'm going to say 10. It's actually time accelerating towards it very rapidly. When I exit it, it goes back to normal again. That is literally exactly how I wish things to work. So we're like 50 times acceleration. Now it's going like proper mental fast. There's just sort of there, Mercury just flew up towards us very quickly. And well, yeah, the apoapsis is very far out, so it's very elliptical orbit, but you get the general idea. That is what I was kind of hoping for. So the good thing is now, all those long trips through space can be made a lot quicker. So that makes actually travelling between different planets feasible. And I'm just wondering if we've got time to do that tonight. Probably have. All I need to do is make it so I will enter a new planetsphere of influence if it falls within certain boundaries, which shouldn't be too difficult to achieve. Let's head up here now. I think here's probably the best place for this. For loop is going to be needed. For plus the current lock dot system dot size I plus if hold on location L equals, just because, just to save time, dot get I. If do these all have? No. Why would they? No, I guess we'll just do planet P equals, and we'll just cast that as planet. So if apoapsis is less than the P dot, so major axis, plus P dot range, oh, it's apoapsis, not apoapsis, obviously, and periaps is greater than P dot, so major axis, minus P dot range, then current lock equals P. Oh, but then of course that's interesting. Well, that could cause problems, couldn't it? I guess we'll just do similar to what we did there. Distance equals planets range minus 100. Periaps will be below that now. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Okay, so the idea is then if your orbit roughly matches the orbit of one of the planets, you'll enter the sphere in front of that planet. That could be quite interesting to actually test out, I guess. I'll have a look. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, couldn't it? Okay, we'll try and test this, and if it works, I think we'll call that it for tonight. Okay. When we go to 3, is that gonna... No, it needs to be at least 8 point whatever it was, doesn't it? So, here's what we'll do. We'll say thrust periaps for 10 seconds by 200,000. Now we'll time accelerate to that point. We say at 40. Okay, in a minute now, which is periaps, which is at 20. And of course gets kicked up massively. to 400,000 kilometers. Right. Goes Mercury. Oh wait, what? Oh, we're back already? Okay, we're not escaping Mercury like I thought we would be. Wow, god damn it. Periap, yeah. How high does it have to be? Apoapsis is at like 400,000. Oh, wasn't it like 8 million or something like that? Yeah, we could be here a while, actually. Just at Periaps for 10 seconds, and I'm going to actually say something like crazy, like 1 million newtons of thrust. Alright. Okay, let's get ready, see what this does. Oh, it seems to be kind of spazzing out a little bit, if I'm gonna be... Oh. Oh, we broke something. We are now in infinity space, yay. Right. Brilliant. I've got literally no idea what happened. I guess that code can still need some work as well. Great. I can't even escape the bloody objects, let alone get back into it. I need to investigate that. But yeah, we'll have to do it off camera, I suppose. 800, yeah, that'll be it. So that's not true. What? 30 million. Right, okay. Great. So, according to the code we will put... How the hell do I know where Periapsis is now? Ugh. Well, that's annoying. Problem is, I don't know how much I need to actually decelerate by. Well, I know we need to do rotate, because if we're going to bring the orbit back down... Yeah, I know it does put us on the outside of it. Oh, that'll be in that code somewhere, I don't know. But we get put on the outside, so we need to lower it a bit. So I'm going to say thrust at apoapse for 1 second with 10 newtons. Let's see what that does. I've literally got no idea if this is even doing anything. Like, our distance isn't changing. Our distance would be changing if I was actually... Hold on. Apple apps 5.797, 305, 605, and 55. 305. Three oh five six, 3055. Yeah, that's above periapsis. 3056, 05. 3055, 305600, 305605. Yeah, that is actually in between parameters, so don't know why I'm going anywhere. But yeah, this is literally still filled with all manner of problems, and I was sure like it's not happening like extremely slowly. No, it shouldn't be. And just to test it, I can say like. Plus, let's declare the zeros on that. Well, now it's doing something. Yeah, I guess it's because the numbers were just too minuscule. Does it look like we're 50? Yeah, it's weird, like it gets to a certain point and it just doesn't even bother anymore. How odd. Bit irritating. Oh well, I think I'm just about done if I'm going to be honest. Gotten somewhere, we can actually escape its sphere influence, we can take off now. We can time accelerate, but it is looking a bit dodgy. So, stuff to work on. The orbits are mostly working, but obviously I still need a bit of tweaking, because sometimes it just seems to get stuck. Sometimes, like when we accelerate with a very large, amount, it just freaks out and sends us into infinity space, or whatever that was earlier. And yes, the code will probably comment a bit more. Like, I did a comment, like, a little bit of it, like, mainly the main class and stuff like that, and the level class, I believe, as a bit. But yeah. A lot of work left to do. So, I think that pretty much concludes the live stream for tonight. We'll have one last look at the chat. Um, 12:10, that was 10 minutes ago. Who's still here? Well, yes, I think that's just about, well, like I said, that's just about it for tonight. Because I really don't want to spend a lot of time fixing bugs on a live stream, I'll do that probably tomorrow or something. And also, upon Tux's suggestion, more comments, because really that's probably not a bad idea at all. But yes, thanks for watching this live stream, I suppose, and I will see you, well, either on YouTube or Twitch or wherever I may be next, and goodbye.